How's it going, everybody? This is JS Outdoors reviewing the BPS Knives Adventurer model, complete with a leather sheath and a ferro rod. Stick around to hear my thoughts on it and watch the unboxing. Alright, I got the package here. I forgot there's sweatpants in here also. Okay, hang on. Here is the BPS knife, the Adventurer. Let's see. So here's the box right here, made in Ukraine. It says, new BPS Knives Adventurer, Fump, Knife, Sandy Grind, Scandy Grind. Anyway, it's kind of a flimsy box, but it feels very hefty, so I'm kind of excited about that. Alright, hang on, let me get this this thing open. Okay, so right out the box, I haven't even opened the knife yet, but this sheath is impressive. That is solid. There's something in there to hold its shape, maybe? Hang on. Is that? Oh, it's the ferro rod. Okay, yeah, and then it goes in that thing right there. That's pretty solid. I was expecting it to be dinkier than that, to be honest with you. Nice little hole here for paracord. If you're into that, I might do that. I don't know. Beautiful wood. That's very nice. And anyway, the sheath, very robust. Little belt loop here, or you can, is that a snap button or a rivet? That is also not a snap button, so this one I mean. So you do still have to, unbuckle your belt to get it on either way. Nice leather, very thick. There's a welt in there, so you're not gonna get stabbed accidentally. Let's see how this fits. Hang on, alright, hang on. It is a very tight fit, if it fits at all. I'm not really sure. It might be nice because it's leather, so it's gonna stretch. So that might be fine. But right now, it was not easy to even attempt to get a little bit of it to go in there. But I might be able to muscle it through later. And in any case, maybe you could like wet it down and then that'll make it more pliable, you know, and then put that in there and, you know. Okay, putting these guys off to the side. Here is the knife itself. Oh, nice wax paper too. It feels very solid. Okay, came with a little sticker, it looks like. That's cool. And a napkin. Oh, maybe to wipe if there's grease on it. Here we are. Before we look at the blade, this handle looks very nice. Very nice. Let's see. Looks even. There were some concerns I saw in the reviews on Amazon of like the scales would be crooked or like would have like a sharp edge here of some sort. Hole here for paracord. Once again, if you're into that. Yeah, that's a very nice finish actually. I was expecting a lot worse, a lot rougher, which would also be fine to be honest with you because it's wood. You can literally just sand it down, so. And let's get a look at this. Okay, yes, that napkin was indeed for wiping off grease, which I have not done yet, so that's how it came. A little bit greasy. That's fine. That is a intimidating blade, I gotta say. That looks quite, you can't really see it on camera, but quite sharp. Nice 90-degree spine here. It's actually feels a little bit softer on this edge, but sharper on this edge. But once again, you take that down with a file or something. I think that's a pretty solid thickness. Like, that's not really gonna fail on you, short of tempering issues. It feels substantial in the hand. Quite substantial in the hand. And I have small hands, so this would probably be, this might actually be a better fit for someone larger than me, but that's fine. That looks really good actually. Hang on. Alright. Here it is with the grease cleaned off. Very shiny indeed. Looks good, no rusty spots at all, so that's fine. Good for slicing some veggies. And once again, that 90-degree spine will be good for the ferro rod, which I'm not going to spark in here. I did just test out to see if it was shaven sharp, and it was. That focus, you can see I made a little bald patch on my arm, so I don't have a tripod, so I can't show you it in action because I need both hands, but trust, it was that knife, the BPS Adventurer, which so far, my first impressions, I'm quite satisfied with. I forgot the most important part of any knife review video, and that's the part where they tear through paper. Let's see how they do this. Oh yeah. No problem at all. Oh yeah, it's scary actually. Yeah. Oh. Don't mind my squishmallow in the back. Alright, that's enough. Wait, hang on. That is crazy. That is insane. That's scary. Okay, so we've come to the conclusion it is very sharp. Now this is carbon steel, important to keep in mind if you're going to get it. So this is going to be my first carbon steel knife, actually. I'm used to having, you know, cheap flippers. That was not as smooth as I would wanted. Where, you know, I really beat it up. This one hasn't been cleaned in God knows how long. No rust to be found. Trade-offs, pros and cons, whatever you're into. And I don't even know if I'm into carbon steel yet, but we're going to find out. I'm very excited to try this out in the field. I mean, if ever, now there's a lot of debate in the bushcraft community whether or not batoning with a knife is stupid or not. I don't really have an opinion. I mean, I don't have an axe, so that would probably be my only option if I really needed to chop wood. But if ever there was a knife to baton with, I mean, this is not a bad option. I'm gonna play around with this ferro rod to see if I can actually use that in the sheath or not, or if it's gonna require some sort of modification. Alrighty, I got it in there with much muscling. Once again, I will say that I'm sure that this will loosen up over time with wear and patina and whatnot. Leather naturally stretches. And once again, I'll update you if it stretches too much, if it stretches too much to hold this knife in as good as it does right now. Yeah. Just wanted to go through some specs here on this knife. It is, can this focus? Carbon steel 1066. My understanding is that's not the greatest carbon steel, but once again, this knife was under $40, and it comes with a really nice leather sheath and ferro rod, a sizable one. I thought this was going to be a dinky little one, to be honest with you, and it has this nice matching handle. I forget what they call what the wood was. Was it oak of some kind? I don't remember. And the blade length, I believe, whoops, is 5 inches or like 5 point something inches, and the handle's like 4 point something inches. So once again, when you see it in my hand, I have pretty small hands. So like if you have bigger hands, this might be a little bit of a nicer fit for you. Because to be honest with you, for every day, I definitely don't need something like this. Frankly, I don't. Now, I will say, when I start, you know, building stuff, practicing more bushcraft skills, this will be nice to have. Because if I ever want to even try batoning to see if I, you know, like it or not, to see what my opinion is on it, yeah, this is the knife to do it with. Feels good in the hand, and once again, these are wood scales, so if you don't like anything about them, you can, you know, sand it down to shape your hand shape. I mean, hell, if these are screws, you could take them off and replace them with your own wood handles, your own, you could do, what is it, like micarta? Is that what that material is called? Whatever, you know? Whatever works. Once again, there's a nice little paracord hole here. If you're into that, that would probably look cool. I might do that. drop point. And this is a Scandi grind. So this will be nice for me when I sharpen it because I'm pretty bad at knife sharpening. Like that knife has a weird like angle. There's like a bevel on the blade. With these, it is literally that one angle all the way from that flat surface, and then you just like, when you're sharpening it, pretend that this is the whetstone. You just make sure that's flush, and then you can do your thing. And these, what are these screws? They're a little hex screw, so that shouldn't be hard at all. Everybody has extra Allen wrenches and stuff. It is kind of small, I will say, but it wouldn't be hard to get a hold of one if you don't have one already. To take these off and do whatever you will with them. My understanding is these are not epoxied on, they're just screwed on. So if there's any warping, a couple times in the reviews I saw people talking about warping. These were a little bit bent or something. Once again, not flush with this, and that would be a very easy cleanup if that was the case for you. And once again, it would be worth it with the price of this knife, to be honest with you. Just wet it down, tamp it flat, or put it under some like heavy books or something. For a while, that should straighten out. I think I'm just gonna play with it, you know, factory first, and whatever sort of things I notice when I use it, I will, you know, do things as prescribed by me. Alrighty, once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on my extended use of this knife. See you around.